Hey guys, how's it going? Like Butter here. I got a pretty good Gears 3 gameplay for you today. This came from the live stream yesterday. You're going to see me die in like the first 30, maybe 40 seconds of the game, and I end up not dying the rest of the match. So I wanted to throw this gameplay up because I have some things that I need to talk to you guys about today, and this is going to be an interactive video. I want to hear your opinions, your comments, anything you have to add, because I don't speak for everyone when I make these opinions, but this is my opinion on what could Hypefestation have done better. If you don't know what Hypefestation is, basically they had a huge Gears of War 3 tournament this weekend. It was backed by Black Tusk Studios. They added $3,000 to the prize pool. They had a bunch of sponsors, and it was a successful event in my opinion. It was like, you know, they had like 1,500, almost 1,600 viewers at one point, and it was good to see so many people coming together and supporting the game that we all love. And there's just a couple production things that I saw that they could do better, and I'm here to talk about all of those issues and get your opinions today. So yeah, it was Hypefestation 3. As most of you know, many of the top teams ended up going. Synergy ended up winning. They seem to be the most dominant team right now. But Glory came in second, and as most of you know, I've sent you guys off. If you've been in my Gears of War 3 live streams before, I've sent you guys to Kirill's a few times. He was on Glory. He did an amazing job. Big shout out to him. And let me go over the things that Hypefestation did very well. First of all, Fatal Strike, as most of you know, he was a Gears of War 1 pro and hasn't played competitively too much since then. He's just basically became a live streamer and just a face of Gears of War. Just one of those people that you just look up to because he cares so much about the community. He did so much work when Gears Judgment came out to try to push this game out as much as possible and get feedback directly from Epic, and he's done everything he possibly could for this community. So big ups to him. He did an amazing job doing the commentary, and I believe his team won Gears 1 as well, because I think he was on my friend George's team. Most of you guys know as Genesis Snipes or Genesis. He's basically like my little brother. He went and they ended up winning Gears 1, I'm almost positive. So big shout out to Fatal Strike and George and all of them that went out and did their thing for Gears 1. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Like 7 years later and they're still making money on the game. It's amazing. And also Fallout, my boy John did an amazing job with the commentary, and even Blaze jumped on there a few times and really knew what he was talking about. Very fluent and great chemistry between the commentators. They made it very, very interesting and very exciting, honestly. And they did, like I said on Twitter multiple times, they did such a phenomenal job with the show, and I really give a lot of props to them. As far as the live stream went, it was good for the most part, but there was some points in the first day. I remember they were having some technical difficulties where the sound would go out or the live stream would drop off, and that's going to happen at these venues, because the venues aren't set up for exactly what they're using them for. So and I say it like this, if somebody is going to basically put on an event, it's not like it's not going to be a stable internet. You're going to run into problems when there's multiple Xboxes and all that stuff running. I didn't know if they had other tournaments going on there as well, but basically the main idea is you're going to run into technical difficulties, so it's understanding. I could hear some audio pops once in a while, frames would drop here and there, a little bit of blurriness, but other than that, the stream went pretty well. Now, the main issue that I saw with Hypefestation, and I don't know if this is something that can be done about it, but in between games, there is an extremely long amount of time that the players get to warm up. And it's understandable because, as most of you guys know who play Gears of War, when you hop on for your first game of the day, it feels a little clunky. You got to get warmed up, basically. And so the pros or the top players like to sit there and do King of the Hill or whatever, play bots, whatever they do to warm up. And it ends up being like 20-25 minutes that they're warming up. And what happens is it gets dragged out, and in between matches, there's nothing there. The commentators can only say so much stuff in between matches before they run out of things to say. And what happens is when they run out of things to say, we end up getting this Hypefestation logo with this camera that's showing the venue, but there's nothing going on. So what's happening is you're losing people's interest. Now, let's use my commentary right here, for example. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about in this commentary are going to bore most of you, or some of you, and other things are going to intrigue some of you. And the thing that keeps you guys here listening and waiting for those main points or those ideas that are going to interest you is the gameplay that's up on the screen right now. So I'm not sure if there's a possible way where they can do like mini events, maybe like 1v1s or interviews or anything like that in between games, but they need to do something to keep people interested, because I saw many times when in between matches, there was even one point where there was like 2 hours and there wasn't any games being played. And I know that was due to technical difficulties, but they always have to have a backup plan in case one of those things happen, because ultimately you want to make sure the tournament is run the best there, right? You want to get everything under control. You want to make sure everyone's happy that went there and spent the money to travel to the event. But you also have to put on a good show if you want this thing to grow, because what is going to make this grow? It's the publicity. It's the people watching the live stream, the people that are helping out the live stream. I put out so many tweets, made a video about it, and they were so thankful for it. Like Fallout and Fatal Strike gave me multiple shout outs, and I was so thankful for that, because honestly, like, I didn't do this for me. I did this for the community. This is a community run event, and I feel like if I can help it in any way, I'm going to do that. And there's a couple things that I feel like can make Hypefestation grow, and this is one of those things. We need to fill in that time frame, and whether it be maybe even have videos lined up. Like, I think what they should do is when they do this for the next event, have like a folder of videos, whether it be interviews with the top players or funny. I mean, they had some things. They had like this thing where it was like an intro for everyone, and it would go through the names, and you know, they would say their name on it, and it was basically like an intro for the players, like where it basically goes through the roster, and that was really good. But you can only run that so many times, so maybe have like I don't know, like some 1v1 matches or some gameplays from scrims that they can show on the screen, and maybe you know, Fatal Strike and Fallout can talk about it in between matches, and you could just put like text on the bottom of the screen saying a previous scrim between these two teams, and talk about maybe strategies that those teams might have coming into this game. And I don't know if that would be a possibility, but I know for sure it would keep people interested. And that's like what they do for real TV, you know, when you're watching like a football game or something. What do they do in between timeouts or whatever? You know, yeah, they may go to a commercial break, but if they already ran a commercial break and something happens, like a player gets hurt, they're going to just do replays and talk about what's already happened, and they didn't have that technology to do that. And I don't know if there would be a way to make like a replay system or anything like that. That would be amazing. Maybe not now, but for Gears 4, maybe if they introduced in the spectator system, maybe a replay like League of Legends has. Dude, that would be so amazing for the game, and it would make it grow, because that way they could go back and look at amazing plays. I'm just trying to go over ideas that maybe not for the next Hypefestation, but maybe even for Gears of War 4, things that developers can work towards to make sure that this is something that's very, very presentable to the people that are watching. And I know for a fact there wouldn't be nothing better than seeing someone get a crazy headshot and then being able to go back and watch it in slow-mo, you know, a way for the commentators to rewind and show it again to those who maybe were typing in the stream and missed it, or whatever it may be. But yeah, like things like that, like maybe a little bit of gameplay from this Hypefestation can be shown at the next one. Like, there has to be a folder so that they can go in and bring up videos if they need to basically buy time while they're fixing stuff at the venue. And I think that's something that they could work on, something they can work towards. And I understand that it's community ran and all that, and it could be very difficult to do these things, but these aren't things that you do last minute. These are things that you prepare for, you know, months in advance, and I'm pretty sure the next Hypefestation is not going to be for months down the line. So it may be something that we could start working on in the future. Maybe something I could help with. Like, I have no idea if it's something, you know, I do a lot of editing myself, and maybe I could you know, take some gameplays from some top players and do some commentary or some breakdowns over it, and maybe that could be used in between, or maybe not. You know, like I said, interviews would be amazing. I've been saying this from the beginning. There's one thing that the pro players do in League of Legends and Call of Duty and all these other games that Gears of War players don't, and that's live stream and get the publicity. Like, they have no publicity because they don't live stream, they don't make videos. Like, they were talking to this guy yesterday, SYN Nasty, I believe, and I've heard him before. I've heard his name in the community quite a bit ever since Gears 2, like late Gears 2 and then Gears 3. And dude, he came on for an interview and was talking with Fallout, and he had a really awesome personality. Like, that's something that people would enjoy watching if he went on and talked about, you know, when they do transitions mid-round, or maybe not go into too much detail because you don't want to give away like your strats and stuff like that, but like basic. Because what I've learned, at least from competitive Gears, is you're basically going to run a basic strat, and then that's not the important part. The important part is how you adapt throughout the round. And I think that would be awesome if a lot of the top players were to make videos and commentaries. And I know Arctic and Skylist used to do that when they were in ZYN. Dude, people loved that stuff. When you're hearing stuff from a pro player, people are going to take it more serious, even when you're hearing it from me. They're going to take it more serious from them because they're the best of the best. I'm just an entertainer, guys. I make videos to entertain people. I do commentaries, you know, I do live streams, and I used to make montages, and I'll be making montages and funny videos again when Gears 4 comes out. And it's just something that I love doing, and I honestly think that if more of the pro players like stream their scrims and kind of built up not really like a community, but built up a fan base, that there would be more people coming to these events, because you're going to want to go to the event and support that person that you watch their videos, or, you know, they helped you get a better strafe, or they helped you with the sniper. That's why so many people follow me, because I have, like, you know, the Gears sniper tutorial and the shotgun tutorial and the commentaries, and whether I help them you know, throughout the game or throughout something in their life, that's something they respect me for, and that's why they follow me and they give me so much support. And I honestly just think it would be an amazing thing for Gears competitive, because as most of you know, there's a reason why. There's like two ways to look at a game, and there's more than that. I'm just going to say the two main ways, and there's the YouTube entertainers and there's the competitive players. And between that, the competitive players is going to be, you know, the top, the best of the best, do anything to win the game, anything they need to do to win the match. And then you got the entertainers who just want to get good videos and make people laugh and keep people entertained. Now, whichever way you look at it, you know, people like both. Now, if you become a top player, say professional player, top team, whatever it may be, and you make really good videos, dude, that's gonna put you to the top of the top, you know. And I'm gonna make another video kind of going in depth explaining about that stuff. But overall, Hypefestation was a success. They did a great job. Like I said, all they need to do is get something to fit into the void. Like I said, the stand, like the setup looked awesome. The way that they had you know, the commentator booth, it was so good. So big ups to Barbosa and everyone who had anything to do with Hypefestation. Even you guys that went out and supported the event, you guys are amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like if you did, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.